Yeah, I'm looking at everything through the lens of the player, right? Does this increase value for the player based upon how much it's going to cost to provide that feature or service? And so if you look at it through that lens, it does give you a pretty good idea of the unit cost associated with providing that particular feature. And the kind of thing we're talking about here, to be clear, is something like you have a non player character that remembered your conversation from 2 weeks ago, or
Mhm.
that crafted a unique quest for you to go on. These are all non deterministic outcomes based upon your player triggers within that environment.
Do you and are you measuring that? Is your idea that is something that is therefore a metric that you would pull in playtests and on live games of trying to identify the amount players engage with certain features or things like that? Or is this another one of the arts of game design where you just a good designer's like, no, but them remembering from 2 weeks ago is really matters. And there's nothing against all my game designer friends. I'm not saying that they shouldn't say that. That is the art of game design sometimes.
I'm not knocking game designers. They're showing up with a unique, inherent psychological understanding of the player that myself, as a technocrat, I don't have that very well. I'm more of a ones and zeros thinker. And given that particular bias of mine, I'm going to look at the numbers. Is there information in their current engagement and retention statistics that are clearly indicative of how well a particular mechanic worked? And I think there's existing best practices out in the industry by instrumenting your A/B test, for example, and that sort of thing, that'll allow you to clearly differentiate between, okay, this is the response with the feature, this was the response without. We can compare the engagement side by side, factor in the cost, and see whether or not this is a workable mechanic for sustainable gameplay.
Where does that every one of these generative AI powered features comes with a marginal cost during play time?